7 minutes with you and it's heaven. Ain't an hour that rolls by. I love you 24/7, 365.
Hi everyone, I'm Andres Fabris with Music Daily, and today I'm with Elijah Woods right before he gets on tour in Asia. Hi Elijah, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you today, man?
I'm so glad I got to catch you before your Asian tour. I realized that this is going to be your first time in Asia, and you're going on around 10 dates, I want to say. Can you talk to me a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, outside of the music thing, I'm like selfishly excited because Asian food is just my favorite. Like from anything from Cantonese to sushi, I'm just absolutely in love with all of the cuisine. So selfishly, this is a really good excuse to go on like a huge food tasting. But beyond that, I can't believe that a bunch of music I made in my bedroom in Toronto, Canada is reacting so strongly there, and people have sent so many amazing messages just like connecting with the music and the whole thing, and that to me is just surreal.
Baby, I know this might sound crazy when I drive by your place lately. The lights keep coming on. Why the lights keep coming on?
I think until I'm there, I'm like a little wary to be like, I don't know what it's gonna be like or anything, because it doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? It's like numbers on a screen or people through a cell phone. It's just like, it's not the same as seeing somebody at a show like screaming their head off, which hopefully will happen.
Yeah, so I was really curious because you mentioned that you really love Asian food. I went to the Asian market yesterday and I got like a whole bunch of like the Korean ramen noodles.
I could live off of ramen. Like good ramen is unbelievable. I mean, I did for a couple of years, so I guess check that box. I really love ramen. I really love Thai food. I love any sort of like stir fry curry. I like pad see ew. I like. There's a really great restaurant across the street from me that is. It's Chinese food, but it's from. I'm gonna mispronounce the name. Guangzhou. It's a region in China. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone watching this. This is horrible. It's like one of my favorite foods, and I can't even pronounce it. And they make incredible Chinese food. Things seared in duck fat and that sort of thing. It's just the best. It's incredible. But yes, other than that, my favorite food in the world is sushi.
So I also did research on our site, and Music Daily first discovered you 2 years ago with your songs I Love You and Someone New. And honestly, there has been a lot of artistic growth and EPs and singles since that time. So can you catch us up to speed about where you are now and how much you've grown?
Started kissing like I miss you like VE. Very much, and you know I need you to be spelling out.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been releasing these the last couple of years and just watching it grow and become this thing that is seemingly greater than me. Is so strange. It's so, these songs are so personal to me and they're so literal that I kind of just, as soon as I write one, I'm like, I don't know how anyone's going to relate to this because it's just my story. But to be able to connect with humans and voice these things that not a lot of people can say or can talk about or don't want to talk about is really, really cool.
Bet up on us, running out of chances. Hate it, but I knew all along.
I think that leads me to your new EP that you just released, 3 new tracks, and it's, titled A Silver Lining. And I was reading, and this is a work where you processed the grief over losing a friend. Did you feel that making this record was like a cathartic experience for you?
Definitely. I think most of my music is cathartic, whether it's writing about, I don't know, falling in love with my fiance or meeting somebody new or just having a good time. Like whatever I'm writing about, I really try to write from an authentic place, and that's where this project came from. Is I was going through, and I have been going through, just this battle of losing someone really close to me, and I think going through all those processes and going through the grief and going through the anger and going through the upset and then the acceptance of the whole thing, my only outlet really was the songs.
And I keep on trying. Tell myself that it's okay.
And I wrote probably 10, 20, 30 songs that were about this and that processed this sort of thing. And looking back on the stuff that I wrote unintentionally, even while going through this, it's like it's also literally this process. So I can't help but have it come through me, and in the height of that experience. And I think that's all I'm trying to do with my music. Is I'm just trying to be as present and as I guess apparent and clear with my emotions as possible. And I think this project really did that.
I think it's worthwhile that saying, if you can, cut out 30 songs and then like put it into like a 3-track EP is pretty awesome. But there's tracks that are left unheard. But I'm curious as to what song was really hard to make for you.
All three of them had different challenges. I think Second Guessing, actually I started the longest ago. I think I started that song in September, and then it took me like a while to kind of come to grips with what it was about, because it was so fresh into this best friend breakup energy that I was just like, I don't really know what this is, and I was angry and I was upset and I was confused about it. And I think when it really set in, I guess I actually looking at it now, I wrote the EP in chronological order. I'd never actually thought about that, the way I ordered the songs. They just felt good like that. But I wrote Second Guessing, processing some of the anger.
Don't bother calling back. Don't let me come crawling back. Let's leave this love right where we.
Losing a friend was the absolution of the grief, and then Silver Lining really felt like, okay, well, despite all this bullshit that you dragged me through, despite all this horribleness about our relationship, despite both of our shortcomings, I still only want to see the best in you, and I still only want to see the things that I want to see in you. And I think like out of the three of them, I think with the toughest one to write, or the most emotionally laced, was the middle piece, the losing a friend one, because I think that's the hardest part about losing someone. It's just accepting. It's like, okay, this is it. This is over. This is what that feels like. This is how to try to move on. And you never really have answers, and you never have any sort of concrete facts around the whole thing. You just have their truth and your truth, and you just have to kind of come to terms with it. So that one was really emotionally tough, but they were all different. They're all challenging in their own ways.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to say that Losing a Friend was my favorite song off the EP, because I think it was around like the second chorus. There was like a slow buildup of like drums and guitars, and it had a more like husky energy to it. And I'm curious as to if on like future projects you wish to explore a sound which is maybe in your next EP, or just maybe just down the line, if you want to explore a different sound or a genre in your music.
That's kind of the natural progression for me. I mean, I started this whole musical journey out as a DJ and then a producer. So for me, sonic choice is always like the root in my excitement about a project. Not necessarily a song, but my last EP prior to this one was called Bright Orange Everglow, and I kind of wanted something that felt like a little bit more folky, a little bit more country, and a little bit like kind of like the End of August. And once I found that color palette and that vibe, the songs just kind of fit into that thing. For upcoming projects, I'm very excited about the palette that they're gonna live in. It's like very nostalgic and very authentic to like my childhood, and I'm a child of the early 2000s and the 90s, and incorporating a lot of that into my music, be it Sixpence, Kiss Me, or Mazzy Star, Fall Into You, like that kind of energy, that 90s almost Strokesy kind of energy. There's like a bit of grunge, a bit of teenage angst, a bit of excitement, a bit more pace, a bit brighter, a bit, I don't know, a little more electric guitars. I think that's the next chapter for me, and those songs are on that board right there, which unfortunately you can't see today, but they are very yeah, it's a little I wonder if we could just give like a little, there's some stuff there. But yeah, I'm very excited about that project, and I have no idea what that's going to look like yet. I'm just in the final stages of kind of picking the songs and making sure that I have everything checked off.